What's shaking, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Get Off My Lawn. It's that, episode where we have 2 hours of myself and Captain Xavier talking about everything foam related or whatever we want to talk about. This is also a call-in show. We will be posting the number where you can call in and ask questions and stuff like that. I think you know what it is. Also, this is the World Foam Alliance YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed or liked the show, please like the show. Please subscribe your brothers, sisters, your friends, your parents, your roommates, anyone else that isn't looking. You know that guy that falls asleep on the subway beside you because he's drooling on you? Make sure to subscribe. And then, you know what? Just to teach him a lesson, super chat us as well because it's his money and this way he'll learn not to sleep on your shoulder. Otherwise, again, don't forget to go over to worldfoamalliance.org, worldfoamalliance.org. Please go over and register there. The whole idea of what we're doing is just trying to make sure that we all know where everybody is. When we know where everybody is, that means you can actually go out and play with people. You can actually have organized wars, organized battles, be social. Or if you're antisocial, then you can continue to sit in your basement and plink things. It all works. It's all good. The point is, though, when you want to connect to people, this is what we do. This is how we do it. In today's episode, what we have actually is we have our good friend James from Talonaxe Armory. He will be joining us shortly. He's been on the show before. He really fits in with us, as you can tell. The whole old grumpy dude guy stuff that are really cool. Well, at least in our minds we are, but we're also old men and we're half senile. But that's not the point. The idea being is also because what happened this past weekend was Survival Fest. So we're going to get his take because he was actually there. Myself and Captain Xavier did not attend begrudgingly. As much as we would have loved to have gone, we did not. So I'm pretty sure right now I can promise you that myself, Captain Xavier, and One Maritime Foam will be there next year. I promise for all three of them. They're my buddies. They can give me about me making that promise for them later. But in other news, just a quick update. So what's happening is that tomorrow, a few of us are going to be on an airplane and we're heading to Dallas. Now, what's in Dallas, Texas, you ask? Well, we're going to Dallas Fan Expo. Dart Zone will be there. Myself will be there. Andrew, a.k.a. Dart Sweep, will be there. So if you're in Texas and if you're in Dallas, you go to Fan Expo, come find us. It's going to be pretty easy to find us. We're a giant inflatable booth that says Dart Zone, and you're going to hear Omnias and everything else firing like crazy. Come find us. Come see us. It's a great chance to test fire the blasters that Dart Zone offers. Never mind free stickers, and we sell stuff. And guess what? It's a convention. There are always convention show specials. What does that mean? Stuff will be on sale. Come check us out. Come find us. Come say hi. That'll be awesome. Also, then, if let's say you live on the other side of the country, you are not in Dallas, Texas. Maybe you're in the Northeast coast, and then maybe you're smart enough to say, well, if you were up in the Northeast, I'd go. Fine. I'm just going to call you out on that. You know why? Not this weekend, but next weekend, we're going to be another Fan Expo. And which one is that going to be? In Boston. Oh, come out. Come see us, man. We are there again. Same thing. Big inflatable booth. Come say hi. We will all be there. But again, that's enough of that. You can look it up. DartZoneBlasters.com. They have events listed there. Otherwise, we'll be posting events as well. Or just look up Fan Expo in your city and you'll see if we're there. Dallas, Boston, then Denver, then Chicago. Am I missing anything? As we all know, last week our show may have ended slightly early. Part of it happened in terms of probably terminology that you can't use in a live stream and different things that we display, we cannot do so. So we are very well aware of that. And we have definitely made sure not to do such things. So we hope to be here for the full 2 hours. Now, with that said, this isn't just me. Hey, Cap, man, what are you doing? You busy over there?
I'm eating gummies.
What kind of goobies?
Albany's, the best. They were sent to me by the guest we're going to have on later on the show. So I figured I'd eat them. I'm over here. I'm in the process of upgrading a thing. I'm not going to show you because we learned our lesson from last time. But I was looking for the original internals because rather than replacing all the internals, I'm just going to throw in a MOSFET and do it the easy way. But that means I need to find the original switch. And I don't know where I put it. Probably throw it away.
I'm pretty sure it's in a bin somewhere.
But I'm upgrading a, what is this thing? A Moto Strike. Because I didn't have an upgraded Moto Strike. And now I will. And then later I get to review an item sent to me again by the fellow who's going to be our guest. But can't show you that either because YouTube will think we're naughty.
Well, no, what we're doing now, we're building suspense. If you want to see it, subscribe and check out the video later. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. You got to go to my channel to see the good stuff. And, yeah.
Oh, by the way, a quick correction. Alan Thibodeau has clarified that it was he that sent you the gummies and not James.
Oh. Well, somebody sent me gummies. I don't know who anybody is.
And then he says,
I really know who I am.
I'll remind you some days when I remember, but other days, yeah, don't look at me either, man. However, what he said in his defense, he is the other half of Talonaxe Armory. So technically, it has come from Talonaxe Armory.
Yeah. They're all an entity. What, we have a caller already? We've been on the air for 30 seconds. Let's take a caller. Let's give someone grief. Who are you? What do you want?
I feel like he thought like he's had this question brewing for a while because that's well thought out. I almost feel like I need to write an essay about this just because of how well the question was presented.
I kind of do too.
By the way, James, good to see you, brother, man. Thanks for calling in.
Page and a half. I would love to restart the Forgotten Nerf that I was doing with the Nerf Curator years ago, which was completely an homage to Forgotten Weapon, and that was kind of the format that we were going for. We were slowly working through all the vintage blasters that I have in my collection, which, I mean, that's hundreds of videos worth of content.
Hold on. I think our audio just died.
What? Have we been shut down again already?
No, they're just saying audio. Can anyone hear me now?
Doesn't
1, 2, 3. No, they're saying no audio. Oh, just the caller.
Crying and shaking.
All right. That's why. So basically, the caller is James, and James has asked. Oh, fixed. Perfect. Basically, he's asked what, in terms of the Nerf YouTube sphere, in terms of the different holes, unlike other communities have, what we'd like to see moving forward with Nerf tubers in terms of what they talk about, what is covered, everything from history to all kinds of things. Anyways, Chelo, go ahead.
So there's plenty of people who do reviews. You got Walcom and myself. I do some reviews. That's not something that we have a particular big gap in. I'm trying to get back into the Monday mod tips and the reassembly guides because those are something that were very popular, and that was something that was lacking. That's why I started doing them. The reassembly guides was because there wasn't anyone else who had done that level of in-depth teardown and rebuild. To this, I mean, I get comments every day from people going, "Oh, thank you, I was finally able to fix it after 4 years." So I like that. I would also love to see more event footage. That's something I am absolutely atrocious at.
I need to bully.
I've tried and I've never managed to get good at it. I wish I could be half as good at event footage as Brett is. What else isn't there out there?
You know what I like, and part of it is what we did, and the way we did it is not because, I'll admit, it's not because we were sitting there going, you know what, this is groundbreaking. I think it's because we were lazy and it was fun. But doing live shows that we're doing like right now, I find it as great as putting the videos together and all that. I'm not discounting any of that at all. I think it's phenomenal, and being able to venture in every space, why not? There's so many things you can do videos on. There really isn't a dumb idea to do it. But what I love about things like this is that it, I I guess it makes Nerf tubers or people more reachable, more accessible, more real, and I think it's more fluid, much more fun, and people feel much more connected, as opposed to previously where you just like you see someone that you want to talk to, you send a message and hope they answer or they don't ignore you. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. It's definitely less jarring. I remember I saw you all at UMBC, and there was those couple of minutes of like, what? These are real people. They're not silly people in my phone. But the talk shows definitely, I don't know, it feels a lot easier to connect with people and connect in the hobby. And that's kind of when I ask myself this question. I want to see more big collaborations like World Foam Alliance, because I think the community needs to be brought together a lot more. There's a lot of people doing a lot of cool things, but it feels like aside from big events, everyone's just kind of in their own corners of the internet doing their own thing. And I'd love to see more people get together and do talk shows or collaborations or community-run events like painting competitions. I know there was the recent integrations contest, things like that, to promote more work in the hobby and more people building cool things. Just a lot of stuff I'd like to see going forward. Yep. All right. I'm going to get out of here.
I want to do more collaborations. There's so many big names here in the Pacific Northwest. We've got Dr. Flux, Walcom, Out of Darts, Brandon Diaz, King of Games. Brett used to be up here, but he moved away. The Nerf Curator is still up here. We've lost our caller, but we're going to keep talking because this is a great, great topic. Obviously, there's this. I collaborate with Al the Geek. He's come to visit me. I've gone to visit him. The downside is, of course, that we're on opposite sides of the continent, which does make it a little more difficult to do in-person collaborations. But that's the biggest issue is people are so far apart. It does make it difficult to do things. Whereas, like I said, there's a bunch here in the Pacific Northwest. It's just a matter of getting out of my hermit hole and driving up to see Dr. Flux or Walcom or Luchathor or down to kick Out of Darts' door in and run amok in his warehouse. Another caller. We may come back to this topic, but let's take this other caller and see if they have something.
Hello.
Hello.
Who are you? What do you want?
Hello, this is Brigosaurus. I actually have a interesting question. So I was kind of in not argument with my friend, and we were debating whether a 3D printed blaster could melt if it was left in a car in like a parking lot in like the summertime. And I thought I would call and ask to settle the debate.
The answer is yes.
Quickly.
Okay.
And I can bring you proof. My smart gun melted on the way back from Texas.
Your smart blaster?
And at one point, somebody mailed me a Caliburn that had been left in a car in Florida in 100-degree weather, and it had drooped.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it absolutely can. It's not guaranteed that it will. It kind of depends on the structural nature of the blaster, if gravity is going to cause it to collapse in on itself. Mm-hmm. But no, filament, just regular PLA can absolutely become malleable in a car.
Alrighty.
It needs to be about 100 degrees, but it'll do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, one more question. What is the wildest call y'all have gotten yet?
I don't think we've had any really weird ones. We haven't had any people who just call up and scream or, breathe slowly into the phone. But
wasn't there the one guy that he was very what was he doing? Was he reading us a story, or was very methodical in what he was doing and planned out? It was kind of fun, but I just can't remember what it was. I just remember it was different.
I got nothing. I don't remember what I had for lunch, man. Chili dogs.
Overall, it's been pretty good. We haven't had, definitely no one's been rude, which is nice. Definitely no one said anything inappropriate. And some people have been out in left field a little bit, but overall, I think we've been lucky.
That's good. That's pretty rare for a show where people can call in.
We've been kind of baffled by it. It was something we were worried about. Like, what's going to happen? Are we going to get mean people and trolls and stuff? And as soon as we do start getting those kind of weirdos, that's when we know we've really made it. That's how you know you're big.
That's true.
However, what I encourage people to do is if you feel the need to be rude or say something horrible, you know what? Do yourself a favor. It is so much more fun to do it in person. So when you see us in person, feel free then to stand about a foot in front of me and then unload with whatever senselessness is going to come out of your mouth. I guarantee you will never forget that moment for the rest of your life.
Oh, that's funny. Well, thanks for answering my questions. I appreciate it.
Thanks for calling in, brother. Those are good questions,
Good question.
man.
Important question. Yes.
Very much.
Do not leave your 3D printed blasters in your car or in direct sunlight. They can and will melt.
That's right. Yeah.
They're not going to liquefy. They're going to warp. The other thing is if they get hot enough, they will, when they cool, they will shrink.
Oh, that's right. What about?
But they won't shrink regularly because since the interior is usually honeycombed, they will shrink in odd and bizarre ways, and then things like magwells won't fit and things won't hinge the way they're supposed to. And no.
By the way, just a quick look at. We're getting a lot of comments. So, Dustin, yes, we've been called schmucks, but it's all good, brother. That's fine. Yes, kind of new merch. So I just made this shirt. Thank you, Sticker Mule. T-shirt sales. So I made one to see if it likes and works. I think it works. So eventually, if you want to buy Get Off My Lawn T-shirts, we will be selling them eventually when we find a reliable T-shirt maker to sell it. You know what, man? I just found more Foam's Giving stuff. We're gonna get a couple of T-shirts and we're gonna sign them, and those will go away with Foam's Giving. But
absolutely.
I think that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the comments, let me know what you think of the shirt. I think maybe we should add our logos to it somewhere. Maybe like right here, like the WFA logo or something back here, maybe. Or I don't know. We'll figure out something.
One on either sleeve, maybe. Put my logo on one sleeve, your logo on the other sleeve.
Yep, I think that'd be pretty cool. What do y'all think in the comments? I guess
I need to get around to getting my a bunch of my catchphrases made into art that I can make into, buttons and stickers and shirts and sell.
Yeah, you do. Because
I know somebody.
Oh, that'll be good. Just to touch base upon like the first caller's question. Excuse me, sorry. We don't have it on the calendar yet, but speaking of in-person collaborations, I will be making my way out to Pacific Northwest again. Probably sometime in the fall. We don't know when, but we will announce it and we'll try to do something cool. Or maybe I'll just go to his house. We'll lock the door, put a sign out that says, "Go away, leave us alone. We'll call you if we feel the need to," as we make weird, crazy big things or something. We have no idea. We'll keep you posted.
Oh my God.
And again, I probably drag Maritime Foam out with me again.
I hope so.
Drag
as many people as want to come.
Which reminds me.
My bunkhouse full bed.
Oh,
8 people.
Yes. It fits. That's awesome. I would, because we were talking about that and we were discussing like drop-ins if like Anthony came out here, because again, I'm in Northern Virginia, and if I went out there and we were talking about flights and where Maritime Foam lives, and at that time we checked, it was ridiculous for him to fly to me. And again, he's in Eastern Canada, he's in New Brunswick, so it's not like it's that far. And it had to be a connecting flight because it's a smaller town. And it was going to be, mind you, still Canadian, but even when you do the conversion, it was ridiculous. I think it was, what was it? Was it $1,800?
Something like that.
It's like, are you kidding me? $1,800. No wonder the man drives everywhere. Like I would too, instead of driving $1,800. Like, come on, man.
It's like flying in and out of small airports is the ridiculously expensive. Like I was flying into State College in Pennsylvania, where is that where Survival Fest is? Is that State College again?
Yep, that's where it was.
Flying into there, it's cheaper for me to fly direct flight SeaTac to Amsterdam than to fly into State College.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
And that's silly. That's like the flight into, like, you connect into, like, Pittsburgh or DC or somewhere, and then it's a little puddle hopper into State College, but that little puddle hop adds like $1,000 or something. It's absurd. You could rent a car and drive for a quarter of the price.
Well, last year for me to fly out to you, and again, that's what, a 5-hour flight, and I think $100,
Yeah.
which like that makes the total sense.
A crisis has arisen in my affairs. I'm down to my last gummy.
Uh-oh.
Luckily, it's my favorite flavor, the blue. Yeah.
Is that your way of saying, please send me more gummies?
Yes.
Well,
now that I've said that, I'll end up with 500 pounds of Albanese gummies.
well, you know what? We've circled around it. We've circled
30 pounds of gummies.
Oh my God.
And 25 pounds of Skittles.
We've circled around it enough.
And now I have diabetes.
Okay. Please now send sugar-free gummies because he has diabetes.
No, I've seen the reviews on the sugar-free gummies.
Nice.
They're terrifying.
Well, I think at this point,
send me mint stuff.
Hey, there you go. We've circled around, well, both Penn State, and we have a caller, but do we introduce James and get him? Yeah, you know what? Let's bring James on. Caller.
We've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
He's got at least 8 more minutes before he should be.
All right, you want to do the caller
Let's
first?
Take this call.
All right, we'll do the caller. Then we'll bring on Talonaxe Armory.
Let's see how much longer he can throw that ball around before he drops it.
Hello. Oh, I dropped? What? Huh? What? No. I'm here?
Something else.
All right.
Who are you? What do you want?
It's me again. Hi. I have an entirely different question, which is I'm currently working with the William and Mary Nerf Club on some patches for End War, and I want specifically your device, Captain, as someone who has experience with heraldry, on what, in your opinion, makes a good club patch and what makes a poor club patch.
So the advantage of things like club patches is they can be a lot more complicated because they're not actually being used for field identification.
We do have a battlefield device
something
that
like
we are
my
working
logo
for.
or what knights would wear on their tabards. You want to be able to identify them from a long way away and know whether they're on your team or not.
We do have a battlefield
that's why the
device.
hourglass and the anti-glass are so simple. It's really easy. But with a club patch, you can get away with a lot more detail. You can make it look fancy. You can have things that are very specific to your club, your region. The Marylanders have the crab. There's the Louisiana. Is that a crawfish? I think. You can do stuff like that. You can get have a lot more fun with it. It should be unique is one thing. It should be very distinctly, this is your club, and they won't get it confused with someone else's club.
Okay.
That's my advice. Make it you.
If it's the William and Mary, I think you should have the William and Mary logo. That is iconic, the W and the M. But then somehow putting it either small in the middle of it, somewhere in the background, overall faded. But I think that, especially if it's going to be William and Mary, that would be my suggestion.
Yeah, we have it on our. We got the exhibition boomstick to print the badges for us for Survival Fest, and we had the Signet logo on those because it fit very, very well. I have not, unfortunately. There wasn't anywhere to put the William and Mary logo because we're only doing a 2.5-inch patch, and so trying to fit it, we're doing like a standard coat of arms because William and Mary is such an old school. But trying to fit it in one of the quadrants makes it very crowded as a design, and so it winds up being a bit too much. We're doing the yellow and green, like hexagon divided into quadrants with the banner in the middle. I'll send it in the World Foam Alliance Discord if you all would like to plug that to the people who aren't here.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know there was a Discord until I went and looked on the website.
There's a Discord.
But, I'll send it there. Good job. All right. I will let you go get.
Yeah, if you're doing.
Nope.
If you're doing traditional style heraldry, that does limit, especially if you're doing quartered, because that makes everything a quarter of the size it would normally be.
Right.
All
right.
But that is a very cool idea. I like that idea of traditional heraldry, just because I studied that back when I did medieval recreation.
Yep, you had a video on it. It was one of my inspirations for the patch. But I will let you all go get Mr. Talon the Axe himself. I'll follow alongside of the Survival Fest. He was a very good player.
Excellent. All right, let's
All right.
get him on and let him yammer and tell us what we missed so we can live vicariously.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen,
Get off my lawn.
oh yeah, that's right. We should. Oh. Hey, but ladies and gentlemen, as we've advertised, he's been on the show before. He is great people. If you've warred with him, you've had a lot of fun. If not, if you get a chance, go say hi to him. We have James from Talonaxe Armory. James, what's shaking, brother? How are you, man?
I mean, tired. I'm tired. I did 3 days of HVZ and then came home and went right back to work. So like, man, there's still stuff that hasn't been unpacked over there. The only thing that got unpacked and like where it's supposed to be is the lipos, because I'm like, I don't want to burn my house down. These should probably get put away. But like blasters just all over the place. And obviously me and Al did not plan this well. I found out I was doing this Sunday at like 9:00. He was like, hey, you want to get off my lawn? I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And I think, am I the first 3-time guest on Get Off My Lawn?
Probably.
Probably.
Because like I think I am, but like Survival Fest. Well, one, repping the brand. So one, yes, it was in State College this year. Yes, flying into the State College airport is miserable. But congratulations, Xavier. You have inadvertently entered into the game that we are going to play for the rest of the evening. The same game the guys had to play at Survival Fest. It may be a nightmare to fly into that airport, but it's okay. My dad built it. And that's why I was excited about going to Survival Fest. I'm a State College kid. I grew up in State College, Pennsylvania, and my father supervised new construction for the Pennsylvania State University. So the event was like a weird homecoming event for me. Me and the guys I play with got to wander all over campus and me be like, I had classes there. Dad built that one too. All day long. But the thing about Survival Fest is it is an honest to God, like old school 3-day invitational, right? Last year they did just Saturday with a convention on Friday. This year, they moved from Mount Aloysius and Crescent to Penn State there in State College, Pennsylvania, and they went to a 3-day format. So Friday, they had the convention and then a Mission Zero. Saturday, they had gameplay all day, and then Sunday, they had gameplay till like 2:00 in the afternoon, and then they did awards and dart sweep and stuff like that. And in order to explain to you what they were doing, they created programs with a complete schedule and a map. So like, yeah.
Amazing.
And they did their best to actually stay to like their timetable. Did they do it well? No, because it's humans versus zombies. No one sticks to a timetable in humans versus zombies. It's not possible.
Oh,
You're on zombie time.
Yeah.
hold on. By the way, that alone, I can't tell you how many times Anthony has always, in his Canadian way, bitched but not bitched, politely said how great it'd be to have something like that. So bang.
And then when they were doing the briefing, they legitimately assumed you had lost these, and they would pause the briefing and be like, "You can take a picture now. This is what you want a picture of." And it was perfect. But so Friday was the convention floor, and the convention was, Al, you were there last year. It was much better attended and felt much less like we were hanging out, and much more like we were actually. Yeah, it felt much more like we were actually trying to move product. So like we brought the new blaster that has caused this stream to be knocked off last week. And we, and because that was part of our thing, was like, hey, this is what we're doing, this is who we are, and people had a great time, and Containment Crew was there, we were there, Detroit Dart Works, Old Fusion Designs, Detroit Dart Talk, 5-minute respawn. I'm missing lots of people. Gargunkel was there with Griffins and more. I said containment crew, working my way around the room. Go Slow Taco was doing the socks drive, promoting that. So they've got a mailing list, and they're trying to get people signed up for the mailing list. So go look up Joy of Socks and go get signed up for that. I signed up. It was
By the way, for Joy of Socks, I'd like to intervene for a second there. So unlike last year, because for me it was kind of a last minute decision, this year for their charity stream, I can guarantee you, as much as we're putting together for our own Foams Giving, I plan on donating some larger and finished products to that stream as well. So in case you miss out on one, you can go to the other. But actually, what I'm trying to say is both are good causes. Work harder now, put in that extra time, save some extra money, twice the chances to win, but both are going to be good causes. So just to put that out there, that we're going to be donating some product to that as well.
Yeah, as a total aside, I'd like to, when putting together Foams Giving stuff, I'd like to interface with them and kind of cross-pollinate a little bit, right? So we're helping them out a little bit, they're helping us out a little bit, everybody's getting a little more out of the deal. But so we did the convention thing. The convention thing was great. They did blaster check at the convention. They had multiple stations going. Guys were moving right through blaster check, right? Which is normally the thing that just bogs down at any event, right? Right. And once you got registered and got your blaster check done, you got your exclusive, right, Survival Fest bandanas, which, yes, I am a sponsor.
In my color?
Yeah, they're black and orange. It's
Should have had somebody grab me one.
And like the sponsor bandana, which is in beautiful Penn State blue and white. Mm-hmm. I was very excited as a Penn State guy. So, so we did the con. The con was great. They had it at a venue that didn't exist when I lived in State College. And then we went on to campus for the actual Mission Zero. And Mission Zero was in the same briefing room they were going to use for the rest of the weekend. Everything was run out of a single building on campus, which is the Joe Thomas classroom building. They had everything set up. They knew exactly what they were doing. The mod staff for Survival Fest, if people aren't aware, is kind of like the Avengers for mod teams. Mm-hmm. They've got people from all over the Eastern Seaboard.
UMBC, yeah.
And now they've got Wormy in from UNC Charlotte is working with them. They've got guys who used to work on the first couple End Wars. They've got the Pittsburgh Technical College guys who are running just like the wackiest normal scale invites, who are so dedicated to running invitationals that when their school was like, yeah, we're not going to allow you to have events anymore on the campus, they have gone to other schools and convinced them to let them come in from the outside and run events on their campus. So this is like the most dedicated group of human beings you can get to do this, right?
Hold on. And 1 second. It looks like we got echo happening.
Okay.
People are reporting that we got an echo now on James.
Let's see when it cleans up. How we doing? Has the audio cleaned up, or am I still a nightmare to listen to?
Let's just go full barbershop quartet. We'll use this echo to our advantage. It'll just sound like part of
Should be good. Okay. So Mission Zero happens, and are a thing that was a big deal in like the Southern Ohio. Being asked questions. Do you want me to mention that Alex from Detroit Dartworks and Detroit Dart Talk, who also helps to run Z13, is on the mod staff?
Hold on.
Are you asking me to be more specific?
No, we're good. Now we got muted and gone and back.
This is fun.
In and out, apparently. I know. We will now go to signing. We all suck at signing, so we're now hand gestures. So it was it. And then running.
Okay, we're back. So,
all right.
I'm being asked who else is on the mod staff. I'm going to go ahead and let it be known that Detroit Dartworks there is Alex, who's out of Detroit, who's also one of the hosts of Detroit Dart Talk. But he was also a moderator for this because they run Z13 in Detroit, which is HVZ mini games in a laser tag arena, which is super cool. Love you too, buddy. I was going to get into you later when I talked about your special. But Mission Zero, we all go out and we're going to run Mission Zero. And we're hunting for dossiers, and I am the one who knows campus, right? Me and one of my best friends who lives locally who came out to play with us. And approximately like 15 minutes into Mission Zero, I'm dead. I go to pull the trigger. Yeah, I go to pull the trigger on the blooper grenade. I'm like, well, okay, it's Mission Zero. Who cares?
That'll happen.
And out I go. And the guys are like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm out. I'm going to go drop my stuff off and come kill you now. And they're like, no, wait. So into the room I go. Drop my gear, and I run into mods on my way out or on my way in. And I'm like, hey, I'm dead. I bought my own blue vest because I knew you wouldn't have one that fits me. Can I put it on and go tag some humans? And I can't say what was actually said to me because, well, I'm not allowed to swear on this stream, but expletive deleted the humans. It's Mission Zero. And I was like, cool. So they use the like graduated ammo scaling, where in order to make some zombies more dangerous, you have zombies that can only be affected by mega and socks and larger ammo. And then you have zombies in a blue vest who can only be affected by mega XL or anything with fins. So arrows, rockets, missiles. And what I like about the concept.
Wait. Fins. So if someone threw a shark at you,
let's not talk about sharks yet. You're jumping the shark by bringing up sharks now.
Carry on.
What I like about this,
the blahage comes.
What I like about this as a mechanic in an HVZ is we are all older, larger, slower men. So when we are playing the human side of the game, we make ourselves more effective by carrying more firepower. We carry more darts. We have a fancier blaster. We try to make ourselves more valuable to our team. There is no way to make yourself more valuable to the zombie team, right? There is no sliding adjustment in technology for me to be more valuable. What does make you more valuable is you can meat shield for smaller, faster zombies. You know what makes you a hyper-effective meat shield? When only ammo that is inherently less accurate can affect you. So all of a sudden, you become an unstoppable monster, and people are getting more tags. And you are more effective, and you feel like more a part of the team. And when Boomstick makes funny tags that you get to take home with you, if you tag people, you get brains because all of a sudden you are an effective tagging engine as a large person. So I really like that.
I support that because I can't run like these kids do. Man.
Exactly. So you can just like Terminator stroll at people, right? Just walk at them menacingly until you're in the East Halls quad towards the end of the evening. You're in a place where you were once a young man who was much more fit and maybe played competitive athletics, and your brain clicks into a weird place, and you drop your knees and you square your shoulders and you go to tackle some kid. And about 4 strides in, you're like, whoa, you're not 19, you're 38. Don't do that. And then you kind of slap some kid way harder than you meant to because you're trying to pull up that momentum. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad.
Big meanie.
But no, got lots of tags, had a lot of fun. Graduated ammo systems are real cool. And everything resets on Saturday morning. So that's cool. Mission Zeros are great.
Mayhem had a mechanic that I thought was really, really cool for the special zombies, the super zombies, which is that as soon as a super zombie gets a tag, they hand off their super ability to the person they tag.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, because apparently...
and I like that, because it sucks to be taken out by a super zombie because you didn't have the ammo that you needed to take him out. But if you then get to be the super zombie, it makes it better.
The only problem with Penn State, and playing the game is Penn State has these... I mean, you've been there. These chain rope fences, which is the only thing I can describe them as.
Yeah.
So in all of the safety briefings, it was
Oh.
like, don't jump them, don't step over them, don't touch them, avoid them. And while I was playing both as a zombie and a human, because I'd been there so many times, right? I've played Penn State. I grew up on the campus quite literally because my mom was a coordinator when we first moved there. So the first 5 years we lived on campus. There were times where I was playing zombie where I was like, Dada, just move 4 feet over and turn 40 degrees. Okay, we're in the exact same position. No distance has been lost. When this pause ends, then we will engage. But we're not going to deal with that chain there. And that was, there were some changes.
Yeah, I saw more. They warned us, and they warned us, and I still saw somebody snag a foot and go straight down off of those. And those things kind of whip you into the ground. They don't just
they're at just the right height to be a nightmare. But so then
you think you're going to clear it, and it catches your foot and
got a collar. Yeah,
a collar. Who would want to talk to us?
I mean, you guys make sense, but I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, we're pretty normal over here. I don't know about you, buddy.
Yeah.
What's normal? What's weird?
I'm strange.
I don't know.
That's funny. You know what that means? That means that that means that James heard the man behind the curtain, and you and I did not.
Got these big cans on my head. They really help.
That probably has something to do with it. I'm over here distracted by small urchins running around in my
No,
yard.
he's probably
Hey,
pushing
look at
mute.
distraction.
I'm about to go yell at them to get off my lawn.
Yeah, we've got a caller. Who are they? What do they want?
Are they here already? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Who are you? What do you
want? You know it. You love it. James, how you doing? I was there from over the weekend at Survival Fest. How you doing, man?
Good. Which one were
I
you?
actually got to meet you and your team, especially when I was Battle Blade team with Jacob. He was
right on. Oh, you're the saber guy.
Yes, absolutely. I was showcasing some very high performance FPS blasters at my booth from Friday, and I ran an FEL Dominator, a Dominator mag variant from over the weekend.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, my
FTL will take Dominator mags, but I never run them in it.
Oh, yeah. No, I really enjoyed the weekend. And I will say that the mods did a great job accommodating for all of the sponsors there. Even when I was last minute say, hey, I don't got a booth. Can I please get a booth? And they're like, yeah, we got you slotted for. They did an absolutely banger job of getting me in. And so leads me to my own question. Where is you three as to where you're going to be at End War? Because I want to see y'all three at End War.
So right off the bat, nope. As many events as I wanted to go to, End War I'm not going to. Family vacation, we're going to the beach, man. So I'm going to go get a sunbird.
Oh, really? No sunscreen?
I'm also not planning to go to End War this year. The only other event I'm absolutely going to this year is Mall Madness. I may get dragged to Ragnar Oktoberfest, but I plan to resist. But next year, End War, Survival Fest, Mayhem, Rag, and Mall Madness are the 5 that are on my for sure list next year.
Look, I dream of the day that we can actually have a 300 FPS like war going on here with HPA.
Well, he's off our lawn. I won't be at End War either because I got to go to End War last year, the same weekend. And since it's 4th of July weekend, the missus made other plans.
That'll happen.
Yeah, they'll do that. That makes sense.
So we have another caller?
We have another caller. Let's see who we got.
Already?
It might be one of the illustrious moderators from the Survival Fest team.
Ho ho!
just wanted to briefly thank you guys from all of us in the mod room listening, because we're all in our own capacities watching and, cackling in the peanut gallery from safety. Yep.
Awesome. So who is this?
This is Brain. I was the zombie mod for the weekend.
That is an insufficient amount of information regarding your prominence in the community, Brain Tholomew.
Well, as it relates to this weekend, James Tholomew, sir, that is what I was. And to the point of giving the new person the vest, because I had a hard time keeping track of 200 nerds playing tag, but what I did try to do was make sure that the new people that got tags would get the perks next mission, and that way, it wasn't just the same 10 career zombies always just running amok on the humans, giving little kids the vests and all that stuff, because then you have little tiny the
murder machines.
Tiny zombies are the worst. Tiny super zombies are just a thing of my nightmares.
Exactly. Nightmare fuel is my favorite thing. If I'm not making nightmare fuel in
they've
my
got no
RPG
target
game,
area. They never get tired.
So you've met.
If I'm not making, never got a vest, and he frowned at me intensely when he did not get one this weekend, because I just kept missing him, and I feel bad. But we did give a vest to his younger sister, and apparently that was wildly successful.
She knows no fear.
Yes.
She ran right into a guy just dumping a Prometheus at her, and he had to turn and run. He had
saw
to
that.
leave.
Yeah. Delightful. Yeah.
And she would have got him still, except she got that guy, and that guy instead.
Yup.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to have to hear my voice later, so I'm gonna. Thank you, go.
Actually, hold on, Brandon. Actually, can I ask you a question? I'm gonna ask you a question. Tell me your favorite highlight from the weekend. Braden, sorry, yeah, that's my mistake, dude. Don't get old. You get dumb like me. Don't do it to yourself.
Favorite.
So Braden,
highlight.
Tell me. Yes, whether it be your favorite tag or favorite moment or event, give me one.
Walking out. So this is a very selfish moment, and I'll give a good player moment. The selfish moment for me, because we have such loving, dedicated players, I walked out onto the field, mission 0, with my boom staff, with Mike, my fearless leader and fearless navigator, and a horde of ravenous Friday night troll squad zombies, as well as OZs. And I just have this boom staff that I made from Walmart out of a dowel and a lightsaber that a friend donated to me. And I'm just walking out with Starbucks because my friends got me Starbucks. And just the vibe of that was perfect. Now, favorite player moment? I don't know what came of it. I heard that tags did come from this, but going to survival stand, final stand, all the wires are crossed today. And putting a blue vest on one of the smallest players that we had, and then seeing 2 Talonaxe guys in red vests just kind of stack up in front of him saying, "Get behind us, kid."
So
before the game even started, and I'm just like, oh, it's like that. Well, the screen is flashing my time. So yeah, murder children and coffee. Those were my favorite moments. Hope to see you guys next year.
We
Guys,
were
get off my lawn. We'll ask Talonaxe what his perspective was. Good Lord. Well, they're going to have to wait a few seconds.
So,
explain what happened.
On
did
final
the kid
stand,
murder
we've
everyone?
all been wiped, everyone we're playing with. And so this kid is with us, and he's clearly unsure of how to use zombie. This part I'm not familiar with. And so I get down in front of him, look at me. Look at me. Give me your eyes. We're going to stand in front of you. And when I get tagged, I'm going to peel to my right. And when Ruba gets tagged, he's going to peel to his left. And when Alan gets tagged, he's going to peel to his right. And the minute you see space, you run as hard as you can straight at whatever's in front of you. And so he's got the blue vest and I've got the red vest. And then my buddies are vestless and we're trucking and we're Steiner barking at the humans. We're as we're going, right? I peel. Ruba peels. Alan peels. He comes running straight out. And the same dude with the Prometheus, seeing the blue vest, knowing he can't tag him out, just lights him up. Just holds the trigger down. And he's just standing there like this. And then he just turns and walks away like, no, this isn't worth it. No. And then shortly thereafter, like he got some tags and like things were fine. But him just getting lit up and him just being like, no, done. That guy's, no, I don't like that.
Oh, that is awesome.
That's rude.
Yeah. So we had a caller, though.
All right, let's take this caller. Yeah. Never rains, but it pours.
Oh, we're stacked up.
Me?
Yeah. Who are you?
Put one of them on.
Hello, my fellow
Who are
folks.
you? What do you want? Are you
It
here?
is I, Andrew, a.k.a. Darth Sweet.
Never heard of you.
Me neither. Who is that guy? How are you guys?
I mean,
Good. What's going on, Andrew?
We're good.
Not much. I was just calling in because I know some of the mod team from Survival Fest are watching, and I just wanted to call in and thank them all again for a outstanding job and a fantastic weekend overall. The Maryland Foam Alliance team that attended had a great time, not only at the con, but of course at the main event of the HVZ event itself. So well done, everyone. Really appreciate all the hard work that you guys put into it. And James, it was great to see you again, of course. Unfortunately, I was taking photos, so I didn't get much of a chance to play as much as I wanted to, but I think it'll be worth it in the end when the photo drop comes out.
yeah, I mean, I can't.
But yeah, I just want
because you got up in my face several times, so I think there's gonna be a couple good ones.
got to do it for the gram, So
There we go.
But got to be up early. Got to catch a early flight in the AM. So appreciate everyone, and I will catch everyone on the next Foam Zone or some other time. But thank you again, everyone, and be good, be safe. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Later, Andrew.
Get off my lawn. Apparently, we got another caller. Just stacking them up now. So let's
Hello?
get them in here.
Hello?
Yep.
Who are you? What do you want?
You guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
All right. Hey, how are you guys?
We should pretend.
Good. How you doing?
Great. It's me, Jim Strife.
What do you got for us?
All right. Hello.
I just wanted to call and say hi because I have not been able to call in for the last 3 times.
It's because we keep getting shut down by the fuzz.
It's a whole scheme by the Fominati.
The foam stoppo.
That's what it is. I wouldn't be surprised. Apparently, I am in the process of receiving a package. So give me a second. Talk amongst
Well,
yourselves.
while he's doing that, man, what do you got, General Strife? Good to see you back. And do you have a comment or question?
No, I just wanted to hang out a little bit. That's fine.
Oh. So then if you're going to hang out, maybe we'll do this. Hey, James, ask him a weird question. See if you can answer in time.
Weird question. What is the perceived ground speed of a U.S. freight train on a track system traveling through Nebraska?
Corn.
It's 122 miles an hour. Now, fun fact.
The only thing I know about Nebraska is they
miles an
have
hour
corn.
because of the corn. The corn creates the perception of speed.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, trains actually go about 80 miles.
never would have gotten that.
Because train creates a blue shift, it looks faster.
We've learned something. And your corn answer, although different, was actually
technically
productive. Look at that. There it is. Dude.
What's going on? What are we doing? Let's
Talking
talk
about
Well,
corn.
General Strife's just hacking out, and we're talking about corn. Oh, you know what we'll ask? Hey, so then, General Strife, you got mentioned on the Foam News Collective a couple of times. How'd you pull that off? Who are you sending checks to make sure they talk about you? Explain yourself.
I just keep playing these leagues. It just keep coming on my sync. I just don't know how to clog it.
I'm just messing with you. That's awesome, man. Glad you got featured. Well done on finding stuff like that, and that's very cool.
Yeah.
I got something
Ooh,
shiny.
that is shiny. What are you doing?
Anodized high temperature coating.
Ooh.
Orange copper anodized.
Oh.
I've got something metal that I want to make shiny orange. And now I can do that.
Is it the macerator muzzle for the new Nightingale 2?
No.
Aha, it's for something else.
That was my guess.
No, it's the upper aluminum shroud for the Razor that I definitely can't show on first
Yeah,
screen.
no.
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 You gotta shut down again.
No.
But I think it'll look real nice. It's all shiny orange instead of silver.
Are we caller free or do we have another one?
Maybe. I don't know. Is
We are
General
caller
Strike still
free.
here? I wandered into
Yeah,
the middle.
so Al,
Hooray!
you'll remember it.
I mean,
Survival
boom.
Fest.
I mean, give us a call. 5.
You'll remember that mission 1, they split everybody up into groups, right? And they have like baby's first HVZ through why are you doing this to yourself? What are you thinking?
Yes.
And baby's first HVZ this year was, so each one was named for an ammo type that was available to you. So like SOX, and then each one was an acronym that spelled something. So like SOX is Shadow Operation for Control, Knowledge, and Security. I don't have all the buttons. I'm supposed to get all the buttons. I entered into a deal to get all the buttons for my button collection. But
nice.
They split people up into 5 groups. So you had Rival, which was doing baby's first HVZ, which they literally sent out to like a play field on the East Campus and had them do like HVZ field training. Like this is this special and this is how you interact with it. And the Maryland guys ran that mission because apparently they had like have never played before people with them. So they ran that one. And then we ran SOX, which was one up from that. We wanted to go one higher, but that one had already filled up, which was Elite. Elite was the next one higher. And then Mega was the most difficult one. But you'll notice I said there were 5 teams. The 5th team was Hyper. And Hyper was a troll squad because Hyper. I mean, come on. So I didn't play the other missions, obviously. I only played the SOX mission. But the Elite guys, the game was spy themed, and you had to go find like a moderator for your team and go do something with them. So each moderator was, themed in some way. But the Elite moderator, the ones that stick out in my head the most of these 5 like division mod head things was Derek from PTC was Hot Snake, like Solid Snake. And he was dressed in orange camouflage. And the Elite guys had to do several things, but one of the things they had to do was they had to build him a box to hide in. They had to get cardboard and tape it together to build him a box. So they had a ridiculous time because they also almost got wiped out trying to build the box because I think the Troll Squad went after Elite. Meanwhile, over on the West Campus, Mega was running their mission, which they had to build a comms tower and then like move it around point to point. And it's made of PVC while being attacked by previously on the show Brain and the starter zombies. SOX, meanwhile, went on a wacky slappy scavenger hunt, finding clues that were taped to socks. This is the very first sock we found, which I have retained as a keepsake, so we could find our mod, which was sock eyes, like snake eyes, which meant that our mod couldn't talk to us and communicated entirely with notes that he wrote on a little notebook that he produced from his pocket. And we had to help him hack the Wi-Fi so that we could watch some anime. Yeah,
But of course.
Yep.
Sounds like the sort of people that would need to have socks handy.
But it was one of those missions that, like, normally HVZ missions where you don't have a bunch of combat, it's like, oh, well, what are you doing? Oh, well, is this going to be interesting? No, it was a great time. Like, we wandered around campus. We got to see some, show people some really pretty places they wouldn't otherwise have seen. And we got to hang out with Sockeyes. And that was a treasured moment. Just absolutely fabulous. In mission 2, we split up and ran a mission without him, because we wanted to go all the way to West Campus and fight the previously mentioned Alex, who was playing a Juggernaut special, who was supposed to be the big bad's enforcer. When we met back up with Sockeyes, he walks up next to me, produces one of these little notes and holds it out to me, and it says, "I missed you," with a frowny face. But yeah, mission 1, everybody did like a little campus tour thing. It was hilarious. Mission 2, they had 3 separate missions to collect like key cards to get into a vault where you're supposed to be stealing a serum, because again, spy themed. We had to go to the West Campus and find MacGuffins that were 3D printed objects in gold. Right? We'll talk about why I have one of them later. The one team had to go do a maze, like the maze at UNC Charlotte last year, where like you can only go up steps, and they have barricades set up that are just some tape on the ground and a couple of traffic cones, but it leads to some really dynamic play. And we thought that team had wiped, because that's what we were being told. And so half of our team split off to go run their mission for them, and found them in the middle of a 20-minute hold. So that led to us holding a courtyard, being like, we're going to get wiped out, and we have no idea what's going to happen to the rest of these people. Is this game going to get reset at 2:00 in the afternoon? As they all came up the steps. Yeah, it's happened. They all came up the steps loaded for bear and wiped the zombies, and we did the finale for mission 2. At which point, originally, I think we took lunch before mission 2. Originally, mission 3 was supposed to roll in right after mission 2. And instead, they had their dinner break. I actually took an old man break and went for a longer dinner and didn't play mission 3. But several of my guys did. And according to them, that was the most intense, like, humans versus zombies firefight they've ever been in. Because of the requirement of, like, multiple kinds of ammo and the nature of the missions, where they're separated by a road, and you can only cross the road with these little cars. And the zombies have their own cars, which are like full of zombies. They're like zombie clown cars, because they're giant shields that they're hiding behind. So it led to incredibly intense and like consistent play trying to complete these objectives. And one of my guys was like, I fired every one of those shells I had for the blooper. I emptied every mag, and we still almost didn't make it out in one piece. It was one of those missions that people are like, this was great. This is one of the best things I've ever done. And the fun part about that is the mod staff had to rewrite it like in the half hour before the mission, because they were just like, no, the mission as written isn't going to work with how tired people are and everything else. We need to condense this a little bit. And the only reason anyone knew that is that they told us that they were like, no, we had to rewrite that mission.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
The most impressive thing is watching people with the ability to rebalance an HVZ on the fly.
And just in
baffling.
Their head.
And not enough people understand how difficult
like
that is.
how they look at, and they can do it like in between missions, I kind of get, but the guys who like can look at it and be like, don't boom now. Wait 2 minutes, then boom.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah. The ones who know, you know what, we're going to let this hold go 2 more minutes, or we're going to shave 2 minutes off this hold. They know exactly where the tipping point is of, no, they can go a little bit farther. We haven't lost enough humans, or no, if they go 2 more minutes, they're all going to die. GCC was brilliant at that. PSU was brilliant at that, and those are the people that are running these events. It doesn't surprise me that they're able to do that kind of thing.
The GCC game,
it's really cool to see. So apparently we've got
the GCC game you're talking about, though. That's Mike Lasik, who's the game director for Survival Fest. Like, he's a wizard.
I am aware. Yeah. I went to a couple of GCCs, and I had those intense firefights where the only reason we survived was at the last second when we're heading to this hold. We went, that massive bucket of darts that they've sweeped that's sitting over there? Yeah, bring it with.
Yeah.
And we had 5 people behind the line just loading mags as fast as they could, ferrying full mags to the front. And it's the only reason we held. And it was so intense and awesome.
So I heard there's a caller.
Yeah, apparently we've got callers. Maybe even 2.
What's saying?
What
do you want?
This is Alexei Zolotov. This is Alexei Zolotov, and I would like to know why James stole the gold items from Goldenrod Estate, and if he's willing to return them.
This is mine now. It lives here. You can come get it in Nashville.
I plan to, James. I plan to. Hi, this is actually Alex Lown. I'm Detroit Dartworks, and I was the mod that he stole items from in Mission 2.
Yep.
What's up, Alex?
You naughty.
Had to go over and wander West
Cape. You just had to come see me. It was a long walk, but it was worth it, I hope. It
was a very long walk. I will echo what Dan said in my mission footage. We're going to see him all weekend. We could just stay here.
That's the thing. Right, you weren't going to see me all weekend. I was never there.
All right, Alex. So tell us now. We're an hour in, and we're listening to James go on and on and on and on and on. Tell us that what he's saying is true. It was fun, and he just did not hit his head and is delusional because it was his own hometown.
Well, I can't speak to his own personal safety standards, but from the reports we all heard as the mods, it seemed like the vast majority of people just absolutely loved the event. They sent us home with hugs and applause and cheers. So, as a mod, that felt wonderful. Being able to provide that much joy for other people is kind of why we all do it. So that was really nice. He had a few details in Mission 3 wrong. Unfortunately,
I wasn't there.
He wasn't there, and he missed the fun. I know, but no, it was a very fun redo of a mission. Amazing to see. I was not part of the planning for that one. I was dealing with some other issues, but it was amazing to see how the rest of the team pulled together and just turned out a baller mission.
I am reminded that just the nature of the mod staff and just they were always where you needed them to be. And it was astounding. Like, you just turn and be like, oh, there's a guy here.
It's like they know what they're doing or something.
Yeah. We have another caller, apparently. Apparently, yeah.
Yes, he did.
It's cool. He's old enough to hang out.
Well, then let's bring this new guy in.
G'day, guys. How you going? It's Andy Work here.
Hey, Andy.
What's happening, Andy?
Never heard of him.
No, just thought I'd call in, pass on some information. I'm a couple of things. I'm currently working on pieces for an event in Western Australia, and there is a Nerf element to it. Mm-hmm. So that's happening in October. It's called Pox Eclipse. It's a gigantic Mad Max cosplay out in the desert. Where
no way.
It's been running for the last 2 years. The first year, I think they got 400 plus people out there. They had stalls and people selling stuff and showing off how to do different sort of crafts within that world. There was a Nerf event last year where they had Nerf players. They even had there's a Jugger League in Australia. I don't know if you know the movie Salute of the Jugger. Well, there's people who actually play that game for real and beat the crap out of each other. So So that's happening in October 10th to 13th. So if any of you globe-trotting nurses are around, you can get out there. Just thought I'd let you know. And number two is just I had a little question. You've been knocked off the air a couple of times in the last week. Am I correct? You show a blaster and the algorithm just has a fit and cuts you off?
So part of it is, we don't want to get into it too much, but basically what happens is that there are rules. And when it comes to the rules, apparently they try to be as clear as they try to be, but sometimes it isn't. So then it probably does involve what it is that we display and terms that we use. So we try to avoid that right now completely for that sake, because we haven't narrowed it down specifically, because it seems to be slightly vague. So right now we're just trying to complete a 2-hour show. However, in the meantime, if anybody wants to send myself and Captain Xavier to Australia, hashtag send Cap and Al to the Mad Max event. As you can tell, I'm already dressed for it. Feel free to make all checks payable out to the World Foam Alliance to pay for our airfare, and we'll go. And it's not for us. It's for Australia. It's to make Andy Work a very happy man. So again, if you buy us plane tickets, we'll go. And it's not because you're buying it for us. You're buying it for the great country of Australia. And if you've never been, it is beautiful. And for Andy Work and for the event. And I'm already dressed for it.
Yeah. Al, all you need to do to make me happy.
I've got a Patreon. Feel free to throw money there. Send Captain down under. Sounds lovely. Judd would appreciate it.
Yeah, be happy to see you. I've got a cardboard box outside you can sleep in. So yeah, you've got someone to stay if you ever get here.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Well, it is a leaky cardboard box, but it's still, quite big. You could fit a small dog in it.
Give me a bug net and I'll be fine.
Awesome, Andy. Thanks for calling
bug
in.
Night and something to fight off the wombats. Australia is on my list of places to visit. I was hoping to do it this year, but it just isn't in the cards. But Australia and New Zealand.
If you do Australia,
is on the
try
list.
January after New Year's. Plane tickets drop significantly. It's still summertime and it's still beautiful there because everyone over here goes back to work. And instead of trying to spend New Year's and Christmas there. So go in January. It's still beautiful. It's still summer. Never mind, man, if you're in Melbourne, the Australian Open is happening then. I'm not a tennis guy. I went, and it was cool.
Good to know.
Yeah. Australia is on its way to me right now because Andy is shipping me the blaster that I won at Foam's Giving. So it is.
Oh, nice.
It is somewhere in the U.S. Post
I've got
system
some of his work
here. Somewhere between Los Angeles and me. So, yeah. So who
that's
knows?
awesome.
But yeah. We were supposed to play Mission 4
anything.
as a night mission. That didn't happen. Everyone, mods, players, everyone was tired. So Mission 4 got moved to the morning. Yeah.
Legit.
And Mission 4 was where I got tagged out because, we were escorting Sockeyes now dressed as an impersonator of a female NPC. So we have a male presenting person dressed as a female person. And it was hilarious. And I'm really hoping one of the mods will post a picture of it in the World Foam Alliance Discord for you guys because it is special. It is something. And as we're walking out, the field mod, so a plainclothes mod, tells me if the NPC impersonator is killed, someone else will have to take up their spot and put on the navy blue blazer and wig in order to impersonate the person. And I'm standing there and I'm walking along and I'm like, deal, understood. And immediately what goes through my head is big man, little coat. Let's do this. So we continued through the path, but humans did human things and got panicky and went off this way when they were supposed to be going this way.
Right.
And then we got cornered and I got tagged, but it was cool because I got to give the brain that I had to go with like my tag to someone who had never gotten a zombie tag. Like she had never made a tag in
Nice.
HVZ. So it was like, I feel less bad that like you've never got a tag and you just got a brain on your first tag. That's pretty cool.
That is
And
pretty cool.
at the end of mission 4, at the final event for mission 4, all of the big bads, like primary minions, got empowered. And they all did things. They were all fun. But this is why we couldn't talk about sharks. So Alex was here a little bit ago.
Wait a minute. Is this the shark moment?
Yes. Alex was here
So,
a
hold
little
on.
bit ago.
We're gonna pause for why? Because I'm gonna build suspense. But in the meantime, while we're paused, if you want to hear about the shark experience, again, register worldfoamalliance.com on our YouTube channel. The more we grow the channel, the more money we actually make, and we can actually do stuff. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. Please hit the like button. There's enough people in here. Hit the like button. Share, like the button. Try to grow it, please, in general. Also, worldfoamalliance.org. Don't forget to go over there and register. When we know where you are, then we can actually let you know where other people are around you, and you can do fun things like this. All right. Was that enough suspense? If you want him to hit the shark, if you want to hear about the shark, hit the like button. Don't hit the shark button. If you don't hit the like button, maybe I'll hit the mute button. Wouldn't that be horrible? I will unmute as soon as I have 50 likes that have been pushed in the next 2 minutes. Is this being mean? Am I going to lose people for this? Maybe I should shut up and we should just talk about sharks. What do you think?
I would talk about the sharks now.
Tell me about the shark.
Legitimately, they had a conversation, like a idle middle of the night conversation that amounted to, how cool would it be to have a shark with a freaking laser beam on their head? Okay? They had an idle conversation. So when Goldenrod's minions are injected with this serum and mutated into their final form, Alexei the Shark Zolotov becomes a shark man with a laser on his head. So what it was he was like the Arachne special that UNCC developed, where he has a throwable ball that he has to pull back in, but both the ball and the string it's attached to are tagging objects. So he is an unstoppable juggernaut with a laser beam on his head. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Only made funnier by Alex being like, "It's so hot in the shark head." So they legitimately added a shark with a laser on its head. And like the other specials were cool. You had one with a giant shield. And when I say giant, I mean, it was like 8 foot tall and like 6 foot wide. Like they were carrying a wall, and it was made of mesh, right? It was just a frame with mesh over top of it. So it didn't really weigh anything.
No.
But yeah, so that was mission 4. And then we rolled right into finale after that. And finale was on Hublon, and that's when the Steiner barking really got bad, really got loud. Though it was pretty loud on Friday night. Because Friday night, how the Steiner barking had started was one of the first kids that like I was, jousting with. I look at him and I go, against a normal zombie, you got a 50-50 chance. But against me, you got a 33 to 30% chance at best. Because I'm not normal. I'm a genetic freak. And this kid is just staring at me. I'm like, cool. So not a wrestling fan. Got it. And just rushed him. And so like I just start barking because it's easier on my vocal cords than yelling all the time. Right? You just, ho, ho. Well, then all the other zombies started barking because it's easy and it's menacing. So on Hublon, we have all these zombies packed down in this little stack following me. Ho, ho, ho. But final stand was quick. There were not that many humans, and the zombies were aggressive. And then, they did the normal HVZ things, awards and recognition and stuff. I have this because I won best zombie moment for barking at people, because some girl sitting in the stands,
Nice.
some girl sitting in the room behind me points down at us in the middle of the room and goes, "That one with the barking. It was terrifying." I'm like, and then I cut the Steiner Math promo again, and she's like, terrifying. Like, okay, thanks.
Thank you to Steiner Brothers for that.
Yeah. Thank you, Big Papa Pump.
Was it Scott Steiner that was barking? It wasn't Rick? Was it Rick that started it?
So they all do the barking, but Scott cut this promo when he was in TNA, when he was going to wrestle Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. And me and one of the Detroit guys, Dan, we're both of the opinion it's one of the best promos ever cut because it's just unintelligible nonsense gibberish, but it just works.
Thank you, wrestling.
Yeah.
So I think at this point, what we've established for everyone that's out there, Survival Fest is going to happen next year. I'm almost positive. Now, it's just finished, and they're all recovering and probably still got to sleep, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen next year. What does that mean? Go to Survival Fest next year. It is worth going to. It is a lot of fun. The only reason I didn't go is because of my schedule. My schedule, I'm going to work really hard to make sure it's going to happen next year, and I'm going to go. Captain Xavier, same thing. He's going to go. Why are we going to go? Because they're paying us? No, because of X, Y. No, because it's fun. Listen, James ain't lying. You can hear him. He tells you about it. Go. If you want to go, go. Did I mention maybe you should go?
It is legitimately my favorite event on the calendar.
Sponsored by Pennsylvania Survivor.
Like the way they build a game, that they have like a cohesive plot between missions that like makes sense and you want to know what's going on. Because like if you don't start as zombie and you don't get the whole plot from the zombie side, you're like, oh, what did I miss? And if you die as a human and you go out, you're like, what's going on in the human briefing room though? What's going to happen? They left me on a cliffhanger between missions 3 and 4. Like, it's a great game. They have, their stories and their mechanics. Works great. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Apparently I have a caller, so let's take a caller.
Who's there?
Are you there? Who are you? What do you want? What do you want? Hello? Lies.
What do you want? Oh, bad connection. Gone.
Absolutely disgusted.
How dare you waste our time?
I mean, they just got off the lawn early. They knew it was coming.
Maybe I need to get a new sign. So we have "Get off my lawn." But for situations like this, there'll be another one that says "Get off my phone." Or another one that says "Stop.
Get back on the lawn. Where'd you
Stop
go?
calling. Stop calling."
I've heard that one before.
I hear there's
all right. Who we got?
Apparently we've got another caller. Maybe it's the same one. Let's find out today. Who are you? What do you want?
I'm just a dude.
You're not
I'm a
just
dude
a
dressed
dude.
like a dude, but like another dude. Oh, shit.
Not just a dude.
Just some
Identify
dude.
yourself.
Oh, Zaphod was just some
Oh,
guy.
God damn it, James. You know who the hell I am. They know it too. Maybe.
It's Alan.
I have
It's
no
it's
idea.
the other
No, you
half
don't.
of my erstwhile venture.
Yes. I'm
So
the
you
guy
say.
who builds
Could be
stuff.
anybody.
I build plenty of
And
stuff.
said,
You're the one responsible for the gummies.
there it is.
You sent me gummies.
Yes, I am.
You're my friend.
But yeah, no, I'm the responsible for the Goomies. But yeah, nah. Just figure I'd call in for a second. Oh, one second. Now you have someone that called in and screamed at you.
Yay!
Oh.
Alan, what's going on, buddy? Have you recovered
That
from the
one.
weekend?
Still have not recovered from the Friday, much less the rest of the weekend. I was busy Friday.
He was
My social battery is still drained.
he was so exhausted from the sales or from the convention floor thing that he was like, I'm not playing Mission Zero. Have fun. Bye.
I was crashed out by 8 o'clock that night. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Is it? Have
It
you
was,
found it then? Because have you worked conventions before where you're sitting there and you're just engaged all day talking to people?
I'm not that kind of person, Al. I'm not you. I'm the introvert.
Yeah, he has me for that.
Exactly.
I'm more like me. Yeah, by the end of a day of dealing with people, it's like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, no, I was done. So, yeah, I'm still not recovered from the Friday, much less the rest of the weekend. Fun weekend, though. Great game.
So, before we go on, a recommendation, since Captain is also a little bit of an introvert, man, and what he did during Maryland Mayhem, at one point we couldn't find him, and then I realized he was lying on the floor behind the backdrop.
I did not have time to even do that, dude. I was constantly busy all day.
Then I blame James because he should have relieved you, so it's all James' fault, clearly.
He was making his own reasons to be busy, repairing objects on the floor and coaching people through assembly. Me and Ruba were doing everything we could to keep him away from the table and keep product moving.
Yeah, because I was doing everything else. I was just too busy.
You were coming up with other things you needed to do.
Yeah. So I'll be fair. I was not. I totally forgot Dark Sweep colors was red and
black.
Yeah, well, he built a red and black Jin, not thinking about it, and like I saw it, and I was like, "Well, I know who's buying this. This is gonna be easy." Yeah, I have to do a call out for one of your guys, though, Xavier, because we had the irregular auxiliary guys there, and Ted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Ted
there.
stitching together their like disparate mishmash of gear sets and equipment into an effective fighting force time after time when I see them is the craziest thing. And he got to run the he got to run the B car for the Nightingale because his was a little hot, and it was like, well, let's shove this in there. Let's see if we can get it down 5 FPS. And you know what? You'll lose about 5 FPS, but it does increase the accuracy per Ted.
Sounds like a win.
Yeah. So I hear we have a caller.
And did Alan bail, or did we hang up on Alan?
Little column A, little column B, no, and Alan.
Is there another caller?
Yes.
I didn't hear nothing.
Hello. I think Alan said, I'm done. All right, who do you got?
Who are you? What do you want?
Hi. My Rhino Fire has been acting weird lately. So basically, when I try to fire it, usually nothing happens. Hello?
We're still here.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Rhino Fire, acting weird. Yes, we can hear you.
We're trying to figure out what acting weird means.
The audio is really weird for me. It's delayed. Something's weird with the audio. Usually when I press...
We can hear you just fine.
Usually when I press the trigger, nothing happens. But every now and then, it'll just start working perfectly.
That sounds like a loose connection or a broken piece of plastic on the trigger arm. But it's not fully engaging the switch.
Yeah, that'd be my guess, or a bad solder. That's a common cause for intermittent errors. You turn it one way and it works. You turn it the other way, it doesn't. That's usually something loose.
Yeah, there's a lot of cold joints in those Nerf builds.
Open it up. Yeah, especially the Rhino Fire because it's such a complicated internal blaster.
Okay, I think...
Multiple motors, multiple pushers, multiple barrel shrouds.
I think I've sorted out the audio issue. Wait.
Oh, good. We've sorted out the problem.
Okay.
No.
It's just that, like, I had the stream and the call going on at the same audio at the same time. They were interfering with each other. Anyway, I'm also looking...
Yeah, you got to mute the stream.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. This is the first time. I've also been trying to find Nerf groups near me, but, like, they're all an hour and a half away, and they all use modded blasters, which I don't. I'm a stock Nerfer, so there's really just nothing around for me to do, which is infuriating. And yeah, there's only one lug in my entire state as well. So there's that.
Where are you located?
New Jersey. And the lug
Oh,
is
yeah.
called Garden Slug because Garden State Lego user group, Garden Slug. It's great.
So how far away are you from Philadelphia?
Couple hours. Like
Oh,
2
crap.
hours, you about.
All right. It's a weird situation. I get what you want. So because you're in New Jersey, you have Uno, and as great as they are, they're much more advanced. And yeah, I don't think they do a lot of stock rounds, so there's a challenge there. However, as things grow, maybe they can have spin-offs, or maybe you can suggest to them if they ever thought about having an event where it's just stock rounds, and that way you can play off of their influence that way. Would be my suggestion. Otherwise, I know there are about 2 or 3 up-and-coming groups in Philadelphia when we were there for Philly Fan Expo, but at the same time, I don't know the geography of the area well enough to tell you. So unfortunately, it's one of those where it might be you're traveling some for it. But then again, that's exactly why we're doing what we're doing, is that I'm pretty sure there's other people in New Jersey that also feel the same way you do, where they love the option that what Uno does with the high performance, the tactics, and everything else that they do with APOC and BPOC. But there are people that probably love to do exactly what you do. So then, if you're in New Jersey, and reach out to different people, you never know. It might formulate that way. But I guess my first goal was then to talk to people from Uno. There's enough of them, and raise the idea of having like an event once a month or one every other month where it's just stock rounds, or part of it to have more stock round options.
Or just reaching out to them and ask them to, help you start an event. Swamp Cat has caught a snake.
Of course she has.
A big one.
There we go. All right. Well, she's eating a snake. We got another caller. Who do we got?
Hold on. Can I?
Hi,
Yes.
this is James Grubbs, known
Switch.
on Discord as Vader. Just calling to say hello and to express my appreciation to all the mods at Survival Fest for the fantastic job they did.
James, that's awesome. Hold on one second. I think Captain Xavier is going to show us what Swamp Cat has caught a large snake. And then we want to hear what you say, because that is very important. There she is, and she has clearly decided she needs attention, so I went to kill something. Sorry, I went to unalive something.
Carry on. We'll
there we go.
Swamp Cat's
James,
taking a
go
break
ahead again,
from
buddy.
murdering this snake.
There it is. Go ahead, buddy.
Hi guys. Just wanted to call in and say hello to you guys and express my appreciation of the mods at Survival Fest for an awesome weekend. Great time. Enjoyed it very much.
Vader,
that's awesome. So is this the first time you've been to Survival Fest?
No, I was there last year as well. I was at the very first invitational that Mike did at GCC right as COVID broke. And I've been chasing him around ever since.
Yeah, Vader is also out of the state of Tennessee and travels with a whole family clan to events.
Yeah, it's interesting. I appreciate that. Thanks, James, for your comments about my daughter. She is brave. You guys gave her a red vest and
fear.
No fear.
Oh,
no fear.
she's the one.
No fear.
She is the absolute destroyer.
Yeah. The only problem I have is I'm trying to develop a wingman to play as a human player alongside me, and for whatever reason, all my kids are drawn to the zombie side. So, any suggestions on how to develop a human player would be appreciated.
You and me just need to keep going to the same events. They can go play zombie, and we'll just old man wander for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that was my suggestion. Find the old dudes. Just walk with the old dudes.
That's
anyway.
That's
but
the
that
trick.
was her
Just
first
tactical
invitational,
mosey.
She was. Now I'll say this: she did a good job as human. She made a stand with me. We decided to make a stand, and I told her, I was like, "We're gonna die," and we let our teammates run while we held them off, and she didn't budge. She just stood there and fired until we were dead, and so I was proud of her. So
that is awesome. How old is she?
12. Yeah, she just snuck
Fantastic.
in yeah. Anyway, it was good fun. I appreciate what the mods did. They put on an excellent event. Tiring.
Oh yeah. It's easy to work at.
Yeah, Vader, you and I need to plug in and get this whole playing in the state of Tennessee thing figured out. What with you having like 6 active players available to you. But yeah.
That's half the club right there.
Right, boom, done, whole team.
By the way, Cap, do you have your cam stuck, or you're waiting for Swamp Cat to bring in more fodder?
Well, she's still on frame, and the snake's there with her.
Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go.
Wants it to move so she can play. Oh, there she goes. She will.
By the way,
eventually
side note,
kill
ladies
it.
and gentlemen, what he's doing right now is showing you a preview from his OnlyFoams account. On OnlyFoams, you can actually watch Swamp Cat do this regularly. For a monthly subscription, you can watch the antics of Swamp Cat and what she brings into Captain Xavier on her daily hunting adventures.
On my OnlyFoam, you can see my dog dismember Nerf darts and leave the pieces about the house as a warning to me. Nerf darts are ostensibly dangerous for animals because they can swallow the heads of them, right? My dog, for whatever reason, zero interest in doing that, but loves to disassemble them.
So interesting enough about disassembling darts, on my off one part of the house, I'm sitting there with my wife and watching TV, and I can hear this noise on the roof. I step outside, look up on the roof, and there's a raccoon that is attacking the flashing around my chimney. And when I hit him with a flashlight, he looks at me so annoyed, like, go away, I'm busy. Clearly the thing was kind of rabid. So I went back in, and what did I have with me? I think it was a Mega Blaster. It might have been a Magnus. And so I started shooting at it with the Magnus just to get it away. And he looked at me again with just absolute hatred and then kind of walked away. Sure enough, the next morning, in protest, I found 2 of the Mega Darts chewed up with the heads right there at the door, kind of like a warning, like, here, this is what I think about what you told me.
That's raccoons, man. That's raccoons.
They're mean.
They're mean and they're devious.
Got thumbs. It's not okay.
Yeah. Creepy.
Well, this one.
So
go ahead.
Just as a heads up, my phone is now at 6%. There's a good chance I won't make it to the end of this stream.
Are there no power outlets out there? Like, why don't you keep a charger out there?
Plugged in. It just it's the stream just drains my battery.
You got to.
I am currently plugged in.
You got to get a high cap fast charger. You don't have one of these?
It is a fast charger, but it is also going through the mic receiver. So
you don't use it for your tiny, super efficient travel lipo charger?
No.
Yeah, no, neither do I. I actually just carry my giant lipo charger like a schmuck.
Well, good news is
I have a travel lipo charger.
I'm at 100%. So
And
it might be just me and
lipo-powered
James.
soldering iron finally. I'm putting together a travel toolkit.
I'm on my PC. I'm fine unless the power goes out.
We're not as fancy.
Where'd Swamp Cat go? Just come leave a snake in my shop and leave.
Oh, that's fun. All right, so then the other side of HVZ, because especially at Penn State, afterwards, then I have no idea if it's going to be back at Penn State again, but if it is, do you have any recommendations of where people should go eat after the event, or where you guys hit up? Was there anywhere like
we went to Champs 3
childhood?
times. So Champs is not the Champs chain that is in other places. Champs is a restaurant. Yeah, is a restaurant from State College that has, I think now they have 3 locations, 2 in State College, 1 in Altoona. If I'm wrong, someone will correct me in this chat momentarily, I'm fairly certain. But Champs is an institution in State College. It started out as like the one front building, and then they've expanded over time, and now it's this giant complex The food's great. Stanley's Wonder Wings are an absolute joy. Susie Wong egg rolls are delicious.
Ooh.
I love Champs. If you're on the Penn State campus, you have to have creamery ice cream. Why do you have to have creamery ice cream? Because creamery ice cream is illegal to sell anywhere but the Penn State campus. The butterfat content is too high in creamery ice cream. So you can't sell it anywhere else. But it means that it is the smoothest, creamiest ice cream you've ever had. It's so good. It's so good, in fact. So Connor, the Pocket Cajun, who we were previously discussing Connor, right? Connor used to work for Bluebell Ice Cream and is like, no ice cream is as good as Bluebell, right? So we take him to the creamery and we're sitting there and he's just mean mugging me the whole time he's eating this ice cream, right? Just staring daggers at me. And I'm like, so Connor, buddy, you can say it. I know it's coming. We both know it's coming. He's like, this is better than Bluebell. I'm like, I know, because it's illegal. Bluebell is legal to sell, so it can't be as delicious. So then we are driving home in like our semi-sleep deprived state, right? Sitting in the front of the van, Alan's talking, and Alan, under his breath, goes, I think I might order some ice cream when I get home. Because they'll ship you creamery ice cream in like a box packed with dry ice.
That's awesome. So
Nice.
is the result of the creamiest high fat contact ice cream is guaranteed like cardiac arrest, but it's worth it?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't. So I kept making up excuses and lying to them to not go to the creamery throughout the weekend, waiting for Sunday, because I didn't want them to eat this like heavy, high fat content ice cream and then get sick while playing HVZ. So the whole time I just kept lying to them and being like, oh, I missed the turn. Oh, you were talking to me and I fucked up.
Nice.
He said a bad word. He said a bad word.
I apologize.
He did. He said ice cream is a
Now
bad
we're
word.
going to be demonetized, you monster.
I mean, if you guys got monetized, I'm doing something wrong.
Oh, there are many things. There's a list. We'll talk about that later. Oh, I guess so. Then obviously Survival Fest is good, but then I got another question because now you're in Nashville. So then, James, have you had any chances of finding players or a group in Nashville, or are you going to try to do the same thing you did in Louisiana?
So I'm doing the same thing I did in Louisiana, just with like a different set of tools. So in Louisiana, coming out of COVID, there was a pre-existing group that just wasn't functioning well. So I just kind of muscled my way in and started making moves to get them functioning well. And I've left that in Alan's very capable hands, along with the other board members. And I've moved up here. But I was planning what I was going to do in Nashville, and I didn't want to do anything Nashville specific. I wanted to do something Tennessee specific. But acronyms, calling it Nashville Area Recreational Foam Flingers worked best because NARF. So I found there's an airsoft arena in town that I haven't made it to yet that I want to go and check out because they apparently do Nerf stuff. And then there is a tumbling gym that has all ages Nerf wars. They actually have one Saturday. And the guy who owns that place is he's pretty interested in getting some adult play because like he makes money if you're playing there, right? Like it's a self-serving thing. But the other thing is he has bought the fancy, high-powered Nerf toys that are available off the shelf now. Right? 'Cause you can buy a Nexus, you can buy an Aeon, and he can't use those playing with the kids, and he'd like to be able to use them. So the goal is to find enough people locally where we can go and play there, because you don't have to worry about any of the normal park war related stuff, where you're dealing with local municipalities and varied rules and that kind of stuff. But if I have to deal with that, the missus got a job working for Williamson County, and so she gets a discount on all parks related services. So I'm set up pretty well. I just got to execute.
Yeah. Sounds like you got it going.
But if people are looking to see me at other games, I think I'm going to go to the Athens game, right? The OU game this summer, Stop Fight, what used to be the End War campus now does Stop Fight, but they are doing a I think they're calling it Heck Floppers, but a Hell Divers themed HVZ, the video game that's out right now. Yeah, so they're going to do that.
Yeah.
And then the PTC guys announced a fall invitational at the end of Survival Fest, which is they are going to run a Destiny themed game at OU in November. Yeah, and I'm a big Destiny guy. Like, I'll be real, you guys are cutting into my final shape time right now. So me and Connor are both big Destiny guys. So we're going to paint some blasters so they look like stuff from the game. And I'm going to put action cams in 3D printed ghost shells. And then we're going to hang them on a wireframe over your shoulder. So you're getting gameplay footage like it's in the game, in addition to my normal Beardo Vision camera. Yeah. So we're real excited about that one. So people will be able to see me at those, even if I'm not going to be at End War, unfortunately. So
excellent.
Because Nashville's, it's a weird like nexus of everything is like 6 hours from you, right? Like going to Boiler Dome was 6 hours. Going to OU is 6 hours. Yes, Penn State was like 10 hours, but there are a huge number of games because Atlanta's only like 6 hours too. So like going down to the ABC fundraiser in August, because I think we're going to do that too, is a no big deal. It's a weekend trip. Leave Friday night, come home Sunday evening. No problem.
What weekend was that one? That one was August.
That's the ABC fundraiser, and I've got it saved somewhere.
I think I can't do that one because we're going to be in Chicago.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I think you mentioned that one.
Yeah.
More about
But anyways,
foam raiser.
There. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering, the one he's talking about in Atlanta, they do their annual fundraiser. It's going to be a great event. I think they're going to try to throw together a tournament as well. So if you want to go to Georgia or Atlanta, it's going to be hot, but it is worth it. It's a lot of fun. They get a lot of people, and they're very welcoming.
Yeah, August 10th, they're going to do a 3v3 double elimination bracket tournament.
There it is.
And then August 11th, they're going to do normal casual play and a raffle thing, because they can't play in their public parks there without paying a fee. So they have a massive fundraiser every summer to pay for that.
And I'm going to be donating some of my wares to that as well. I did last year, and I will again this year. So there'll be stuff that you can win there.
I think I'm going to donate like a swag bag, and I think I might build a Meowser or something for it too.
I think Captain Xavier is going to send a empty bag of Goomies that he has drawn a big X on.
I don't know.
Empty nothing. I'll put a snake in it.
With the way that people react to Xavier, that'll probably pull money. They paid to watch him shoot balls and pick them up. Like,
they paid $1,400 for that. And that was the first video where, when I did the intro and I was editing it, I realized, no, they're right. It does look like my range is a green screen. Like, I know it's not a green screen. And watching that footage, it's like, no, this has to be green screen. That's not real. It looks fake as heck.
It's weird.
It's trippy. That particular video is the worst, where it's like, no, it doesn't. That has to be green screen. It doesn't make any sense. And then the best part is, I cut in the bumper where it does the intro, the logo, the on the range thing, right in the middle of where I walk out onto the range. So it looks like I cut on purpose, so you wouldn't be able to tell that, oh no, it's fake. He's not actually there. You're like, huh. I think it's because of the netting. I still think it's the netting that makes reality look pixelated.
I am so jealous of that range. Like, every time you go out there and like test fire a blaster, I'm like, man, the ability to actually have range claims, that's cool.
Can I hit the target that's 100 feet away? Ping. Yup.
Every time I just stare at it, I'm just like,
I'm particularly fond of these neat reactive targets that somebody sent me. They're really cool.
Yeah, those are nuts. And that's back to people just send you stuff. Just send you stuff all the time. It's nuts.
Yeah. You got to get yourself a YouTube channel, man. Then people just start sending you stuff.
just got to go viral so somebody cares about you.
Yeah. You gotta make something really cool, like a minigun. Oh no, I've ruined us.
Yeah.
Luckily, we only got 10 minutes. Can we make it the last 10 minutes? I said the word.
Are we going to get cut off right now?
And twice you said it in the stream. But hey, we'll tell you what, James. In the fall, if you want to come with us, we're gonna go raid Chalo's compound, man. We'll let you know.
Let me see what the cute girl who puts up with my nonsense says about that.
You can play with all the toys. Al's got a couple of TikToks that went viral because he was playing with my toys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on that note, somebody asked about collaborating earlier. Like, that's the hardest thing in this hobby is there used to be like 2 nexuses of guys in the hobby. You had a couple of guys in the Southeast, and you had that like pile of you that have sprung up in the Northwest, right? And like those are the only places where there are groups of us generating content. Everywhere else were these like individual islands trying to do stuff. But that guy calling in with the Rhino Fire, we should get 2 or 3 guys who are like old school modding experience, and we should just run a show that's just car talk, but for blasters. So we just do this where we like hoot and holler and talk nonsense and let people call in and be like, I broke my Strife. What do I do?
Go to Goodwill, buy a new one.
For that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what one of the goals of this show was that Al and I were going to be working on stuff, and people could call in and ask about stuff, ask about what we're working on. But then it turned into a guest chat show. I don't know.
Yeah. Now it's turned into the Conan O'Brien. Yeah, because there were 2 guys on Conan.
Foam is supposed to be more of that. This is supposed to be a little bit looser, but
Foam Zone feels like Geraldo. Like he's just going to inventory. he's interviewing one guy by himself, whereas you 2 are playing off of each other and a guest.
This is true. No, I'd be all for doing a mod talk.
Yeah, because that could be interesting.
The good news is like it still falls under. What do you feel like doing this week? I don't want to talk to anybody. All right, it'll just me and you.
Yeah. Because I did diagnostic and repair for a while, but unfortunately it turned out it just wasn't cost effective. The cost of shipping a blaster to me and having it shipped back, it was cheaper to just go to eBay and buy a new blaster.
Yep.
I'll still, help people, and if I end up with random broken blasters, I'll do an episode once in a while, but it just wasn't working to have people mail me stuff when it turns out, oh, you had a corrosion on your battery tray. And that was $50 in shipping back and forth.
Yep. Oh, speaking of which, I shared with these 2, but with everyone else, I thrifted a zombie long shot, and it was jammed. And when I fired it, first shot, no. Second shot, the jam came free. And so now this is the funniest thing I have found so far that has jammed a blaster.
Yeah, that beats my Lego wheel. There was a Lego wheel in a sling fire I repaired once, but yellow Barbie high heel is definitely better.
You gotta mount that high heel to something.
I was just about to say, I gotta get a pedestal and mount it.
Either that or turn it into an iron sight on one of your integrations.
You know what? I'm gonna mount
preferably
it
onto that long shot that it came out of.
Yeah, but that's what I'll do. That I'll put it on the long shot, mount it. Foam's giving. You can silent auction.
Oh my god! And go like way out of your comfort zone and like paint it that lemon yellow color. Put like a shiny clear coat on it,
so it's all glamour, glitzy.
It needs to be a fully Barbie themed long shot.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do that. Easy.
Yeah.
I can do that. I am not afraid of pink and girly colors because I still make it look cool.
And it's zombie themed, so have go to Goodwill and get some Barbies and just zombify them. Have zombie Barbies on it.
Oh, we got a plan, man. We have a plan.
All of them clawing for the shoe. They're all climbing up the blaster to get to the shoe.
Love it. Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're getting close to that time. So just a reminder, everyone, if you haven't registered, make sure to register on the YouTube channel, worldfoamalliance.org. Don't forget, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. The more we grow the channel, the more we can do for us and for everybody else, man. So don't forget to share it and like it. Worldfoamalliance.org. Don't forget to go register. We have features that we're putting into it. But again, reminder, everyone that works here, no one gets paid. We are all full-time employees elsewhere doing something and just trying to put as much of our spare time into it, to grow it, to do great things with it, and just because we love doing this. But big things are coming as well. Also, this weekend, Fan Expo, Dallas Fan Expo, Dart Zone. You will find myself and Andrew, a.k.a. Dart Sweep, in Dallas. And then the week after that, you'll find us in Boston, again, Fan Expo. After that, 4th of July, we'll be in Denver. After that, not 4th of July, it'll be in Chicago sometime in August. Come find us. Again, representatives of World Foam Alliance. Oh, I guess also, if you're in Dallas, Boston, Denver, or Chicago, if you own a group, if you're a part of a group and you want that promotion about it, people ask us all the time at events, where can we go use these? Let us know before we're in your city, especially if you have cards, stickers, or at least information that you want us to tell people when they come and ask us and say, wow, these are cool. If only I had somewhere to play. So again, that is Dallas this weekend, Boston the weekend after, Denver the 4th of July, and then Chicago. If you have Nerf clubs in that area or know people, let us know, reach out, tell us about it so we can share that information to people. Also coming up on Foam Zone on Wednesday, I think we have a special guest. I am not sure. Andrew will confirm, a.k.a. again, Dart. How many times can we say Dart Sweep in 2 minutes? But maybe we'll do a game like that. There it is. Again, another episode of Foam Zone, and I do believe actually Drac is going to be on that, and I think he's even talking on End War. But also, we got to make sure that we're not in a car on our way to Boston. It might be either way. We'll make it work, and it'll be very cool. With that said,
pull over, do the show from a restroom bathroom stall.
Yeah, how about getting banned in about 2 minutes for doing that? This isn't only foam. What are you doing? From a truck stop. Again, much thanks to James, Talonaxe Armory, for being on with us and his review of Survival Fest. Again, much thanks clearly to the mod team for putting together such a wonderful event. You can just tell just the rave reviews everyone got. And again, if you didn't go this year, don't be afraid. Don't be sad. It's going to happen next year, and it's amazing how fast time flies. Plan for it now. We're all going. It's going to be big. It's going to be great. You just know it. It's just the way they do it. Survival Fest. People will probably be putting posts and footage of it to go check it out, but you'll be able to hit it next year. Also, James, let people know how to find you, man.
I'm James Hale. I'm Talonaxe Armory everywhere that it matters. YouTube, Twitter, Threads, Instagram. I think I still have a TikTok. I don't know. I'm old. Yeah. But yeah, Talonaxe Armory. I'm out there. And if you want to know more about Survival Fest, my full-length retrospective video with gameplay and all that good stuff should go up sometime this weekend, probably.
Very cool.
We'll hopefully be getting around to finishing a review for something that Talonaxe sent me.
There we go. And
I had some questions; they were answered, so I can do the review without just making assumptions and being wrong. Turns out I was right, which is nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. What else you got happening this week, Cap?
I got nothing. I'm assembling a Moto Strike. I need to decide if I want to put the original Switch in or throw a MOSFET in it. What have I got going on this weekend? Xfox Gaming is hosting a high cap competitive game over at their place.
Oh, nice.
Which is all of 15 minutes from where I live. So I'm probably going to wander over to that. I'm healing up, having my back be out from last week, so I probably won't play much, lest I put myself back into minor care. But I'll go and help run the event and scout it out and talk shop. We never did get around to talking about the new Dart Zone blasters that have leaked.
Yes.
We never got there.
That's a thing. And then the Siren blasters. We didn't get around to talking about the Siren blasters that recently came out. I got to play with them last weekend.
I'm concerned about those because Walcom immediately broke one on the stream.
That doesn't surprise me.
He dry fired the pistol once and it broke. I was like,
well, you shouldn't do that.
I don't disagree, but it's still going to happen that people do it.
It is. That is alarming, but it's a good thing we're finding about it now.
Yeah, not once it's on the shelves, like when we found the X-shot long shots with cracked plunger tubes.
Yep. Or Omnias with weird alignment issues.
No, come on. The worst one was the Game Face Prime sidearm.
Oh, God.
Whatever that thing called. That, the paperweight.
You know what's sad about that thing?
I never even got my hands on that one.
What's sad about that thing is they didn't develop it, right? They bought a pre-existing thing. Yep. So Crossman brought a thing to market in the Game Face brand without talking to their guys who were running the Game Face brand. Yeah. So the guys who were running the Game Face brand are disgusted that you've put their name on this thing that's terrible. Yeah. And that no one wants it, and we're all attributing it to them, when in reality it's just a Chinese nonsense blaster.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
That'll teach you.
The Geon, man.
Yeah, I've actually been considering doing a video just talking about all of the pro level blasters that now exist, because for a while it was only, it was mostly worker.
It's nuts.
But then Dart Zone came in and they're just, blowing everything out of the water. And the Tryon was also surprisingly good for a first try.
Yeah.
X-Shot's first pro blaster was ridiculous for the price. Nerf's first attempt, the Strife X, also a fabulous blaster.
Landed in a weird FPS place. That was my only thing about Strife X.
That's the one thing it's a little odd. Again, they're kind of out of touch with the hobby, so they don't know what our FPSs are, which they have no excuse, but they've just been ignoring us. But still, the blaster is solid.
Yeah.
The Siren blasters, their flywheeler is hits almost 200 FPS.
Yeah.
USB-C chargeable. It's interesting to see all these companies that their first attempt, a lot of them have been really, really good.
It's almost frustrating.
But then there's no follow-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the tease. We're like, okay, Hasbro, you can make a good one. Yeah, now make me a good select fire one.
Because they're hitting an in-park home run on their first at bat. And then they go to make the second at bat and decide that they're just not going to play the game anymore and go home.
They just retired.
I understand the rules of this game.
To see what else X-Shot can come up with. I'm loving seeing the stuff that Dart Zone just keeps coming out with better and better and better and better stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah.
The Venom.
Do you know what my favorite Dart Zone? You know what my favorite Dart Zone thing is, Xavier? I found out from the man behind the curtain today that Dart Zone's corporate headquarters is in Nashville. So tomorrow I'm just going to go drive around town until I find them. Just going to walk in and be like, so I hear you have new blasters.
You need to. Do you know who I am? I'm Talonaxe Armory.
There was a time in my life, because my dad had built all those buildings on the Penn State campus, where I could actually say those words and it meant something. I could say, do you know who I am? My father's name. And people would just be like, do what you need to do. Sorry.
You know who I am? No. Well, do you know who my father was? Probably not. It was so-so.
Oh, damn. Never mind. My bad, bro.
You're practically royalty.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's wild seeing what has been created, and since, obviously all the stuff in the hobby, it's not, we know what we want. We know what works. We know, and still seeing innovations daily
and that's
how did
true,
they do that? I've never seen that before.
It's the meteoric leap forward we've taken in all aspects of the hobby since COVID, right?
Oh, yeah.
We all got locked down for 2 years. People did crazy things. COVID had, we all got let out, and it's like, talking about OFD earlier, the Flycore, right? Flycore comes out and overnight revolutionizes the hobby. Right? You can now have a fully auto blaster that is the size of your cell phone. Right? And that comes out of nowhere. And that's enabled all of these blasters to be made, including the thing we're not talking about, but you could have seen it last weekend at Survival Fest because there were a lot of them there.
Jin.
Jin, the future. Brushless for the masses. But that's just a Flycore. It's a modified Flycore. Right? Mm-hmm. And that's a massive leap forward. And then first party manufacturers making a massive leap forward. Worker before COVID was producing the Swordfish, the Dominator, and what Cheetah came out during COVID, I think. And they're all just, they're fine, but they're basically just a Nerf blaster. And then they're like, well, here's Phoenix. And we're like, well, this is good, but I don't love it. And then they're like, oh, well, here's Nightingale, Phoenix 2, Swift, Harrier, Seagull, and Nightingale 2.
Yeah. We're like, oh.
In like 3,
well, okay.
In 3 years, they've released all of those.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that when people are like, oh, how do I get into the hobby now? I'm like, easily?
Easily.
Do you have a credit
and
card?
Yeah, I've had people ask if I think that all of that has, weakened the hobby or diluted the hobby, or, because it's not the old NIC where you're making blasters out of hardware store parts anymore. And my answer is absolutely not, is because the level of accessibility has gone through the roof. And there's no more, that gatekeeping is gone, that, you don't have people going, well, if your blaster doesn't hit 300 FPS, you might as well not play. It's like, well, I go to Walmart and buy a blaster that hits 200 FPS, put a $10 spring in it. Now it hits 300.
Well, and
move on with your life. Find something else to gatekeep.
Well, but like Amazon, right? We used to have to go through all of these like back channels to get stuff, right? We'd be buying
shady Chinese websites.
Right. Why is it K25? Because that's a model number in a McMaster car catalog, right?
Yes.
We were ordering stuff from catalogs for manufacturing. We had no idea what we were doing. We're just chunking things into things and hoping it works. Now I can get on Amazon. I can buy an upgrade spring on Amazon. I can buy a brand new Nightingale on Amazon. I can buy a brand new Harrier on Amazon. We can buy everything, boom, right from
Lipo,
me, no
the darts,
problems.
The mags.
The Lick Fire Strike kit. Yeah, you can get it all. We've lost him.
I know. He's got to show
time
something.
and he's lost it.
$9. $9 on Amazon.
Yep.
The foam quality is perfect. The glue is perfect. $9. There's 200 of them in this box.
Yep.
I used to cut down darts in my room and then have to glue washers and nonsense onto them. Now it's just there.
$9.
Yep. Yep. Some of the best darts out there you can buy at Walmart for the cheapest price. It's ridiculous.
Awesome.
We used to have a lot more trouble policing FVJs and Vowberries at wars because people were buying them cheap from Chinese websites. Now the cheapest ones are at Walmart. And you're like, yeah, just go buy 200 at Walmart for $10. Like, we don't have that problem anymore.
There we go.
It's nice. The best half darts are no longer, handmade, homemade, Steffens. Like, no, buy the worker stuff, buy the stuff on Amazon. It's better. It works better anyway. Doesn't have metal in it.
So I order my darts direct from China in giant boxes. So Black Raisins. Everybody had a falling out with Black Raisins because they have terrible policies. I figured out where they buy the darts from. The problem is I have to buy the darts through a third-party handler who then buys the darts from someone in China, and then I have to use a shipping company to ship them to me. So I have to buy about 5,000 of them at a time.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So I've got about 5,000 darts over there.
Party at your house.
They even ship them to me with the GOS logo already on them. Like the little label to ship them to Black Raisins is already on them when they ship them. It's like,
all right, gentlemen, we're over time. This is fun. Otherwise, we'll go to
We're way
forever.
over time.
And I got to catch a flight early in the morning. Going to Dallas.
And I've got 2% battery life left.
I'm glad you made it this long. Anyways, James, thanks for being on.
Too.
Cap, as always, man, it's fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Go register. Go have fun. You will see us again in person or somewhere else. Anyways, thank you all very much. Have a good night, man.